At this moment in time, we are 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away from the imminent debut of the best in the world, CM Punk, at AEW's first show of AEW Rampage on Friday night. It's going to be spectacular, and in this video, we are going over why CM Punk in AEW is so freaking perfect. Now, the video before this was actually why CM Punk in AEW is not a good idea. However, today we are going over why this is nothing but a good idea. And it starts with the anti-authority figure himself, CM Punk, going to a seemingly anti-authority company, being AEW, which its whole premise, AEW's whole existence, is because they are going against the systematic approach of professional wrestling, or should I say sports entertainment, set by the WWE. And they're bringing in the big guns with CM Punk. CM Punk in WWE was all about being against the WWE, was all about saying that this is wrong. What you did to Colt Cabana when you release these superstars is wrong. When you don't give this superstar enough time, but you give an invisible superstar like Little Jimmy time. And even today with the WWE's current Monday Night Raw shows, how excited do you really feel watching those shows? How hyped do you actually get watching those shows? Are you that invested in the storylines? Are you that invested with Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal? Are you that invested with Doudrop and Eva Marie? And you know, the recent firings of Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, who I know is signed with NXT, but you know, the fact that Samoa Joe was even fired in the first place, Bray Wyatt, Zack Ryder, El Idolo, Aleister Black, all these guys, they couldn't make big main event stars, which wouldn't be rocket science to make those guys incredible stars, but oh well, that's the way WWE goes, and AEW is going in a different direction. AEW is taking on CM Punk, and it's just a perfect pairing with the anti-authority figure and the anti-authority company. The dream matches that are about to go down on All Elite Wrestling television, already teased, is CM Punk and Darby Allin. Now imagine this, we see CM Punk, Darby Allin in the ring, and Sting at ringside in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. What a sight to behold. Just that sight alone, you know, it's gonna be something very, very special, and I cannot wait. And let's just go a step further with CM Punk and Kenny Omega. Just seeing them two doing promos, seeing Don Callis doing promos against CM Punk and talking about how he lost, you know, in the UFC twice. That is most definitely going to come up by Don Callis or MJF. I'm guaranteeing that right now. That is my prediction on this episode of The Balboa Show. So one of those two are definitely going to bring that up. It's a must. It's a must. And I want to see CM Punk going against members of Team Taz. I want to see him go against Hangman Page. Maybe even start off with Hangman Page, maybe bring in CM Punk as a bad guy. I do want to go over CM Punk's character when he comes into AEW, and we're going to go over that point in a little while. But the dream match scenarios, potentials, promo battles, promo wars between CM Punk, MJF, and I cannot wait to see the continuation of the feud between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. That is one of my most exciting things I cannot wait to see CM Punk involved in when he comes back to AEW. That has to happen. That has to be a major storyline, you know, that has to continue. And I want, my personal pick, I want Chris Jericho to be the winner of that feud in that scenario, man. The true unscripted freedom CM Punk is going to have on AEW is going to really showcase what he's capable of on the mic. We already know he's incredible on it, but when he's got that kind of freedom, when he's able to take control of a storyline, his character, what is CM Punk going to be able to do? What will CM Punk come up with? And we're going to see that. And that's literally 3 weeks away. We're going to start that off in 3 weeks. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited for that alone. the character of CM Punk. That is something that I'm very, very excited to see. What version of CM Punk we are going to get on AEW. Holy moly. I mean, think about the versions of the past. Think about the Ring of Honor version of CM Punk. The new bred version of CM Punk when he first came to ECW and debuted on WWE television, to the straight edge version, straight edge society version of CM Punk, to the best in the world, to the heel, to the returning Wolverine looking CM Punk in 2013, and then the CM Punk in UFC. What version of CM Punk are we going to get? I mean, this version of CM Punk could be the $1 Million Man. He's got millions in the bank. And are we going to see CM Punk do what Chris Jericho has done with different versions, alterations of himself? We got the Painmaker. We've got the Inner Circle Jericho. We got the WWE, multiple WWE versions of Jericho. New Japan Pro Wrestling, which was the Painmaker. And also in WCW, we had different versions of Jericho. So what incarnation of CM Punk are we going to see on AEW TV, baby? My personal hope is we see, the returning legend of CM Punk, who just becomes one big a-hole to the entire roster of AEW. Something heelish, something evil, truly evil. And I cannot wait to see whatever CM Punk. I don't even care if he's just a nice guy with a jumper. The name CM Punk alone will skyrocket growth for AEW in the long run, in the short run. I think it's definitely gonna put AEW more on the map than they are currently, and they are on the map. They're second to WWE, and they're catching up to Monday Night Raw numbers, and CM Punk alone seriously could make up that difference. Maybe not every Monday, but I think some Mondays, when WWE pull out those really trashy Raws. I know Raw, it is very, very trashy majority of the time now. Over the last 2 years, there have been some amazing episodes. There have been some great episodes, but that is very, very rare. And when I say great episodes, I mean okay. It's just they feel great because of how bad Raw has been. So anything that is just mediocre feels great for Monday Night Raw. And CM Punk will most likely, I'm going to actually go ahead and put a prediction in here right now. CM Punk and, the other names that are going to be signed to AEW, Daniel Bryan, potential, Bray Wyatt, Adam Cole, but CM Punk alone, I'm predicting we are going to see at least one AEW Dynamite catching up or surpassing a Monday Night Raw rating. CM Punk has a cult-like fan base. There were literal fans who camped outside CM Punk's house when he quit the WWE. Yes, they camped outside of his house. There were fans who stopped watching WWE and have never watched WWE again as soon as CM Punk left. And, I was close to being one of those people. I remember when CM Punk left the WWE after, about 3-4 years. I was only watching WWE for like 4 years since then. Since 2013, I started in 2010. And when CM Punk left, I really felt like, I'm done with the WWE. I felt so sad that I was like, nope. I'm not watching this show anymore. And I just remember still watching it. I never did ever end up taking it off. I was watching it I was like very close to taking it off. And I just remember seeing Randy Orton doing his entrance. I was like, how could I ever take this off, man? I love the WWE. I love Randy Orton. I'm staying for all these other guys. John Cena. I can't stop watching these guys. But I did have that thought, and it was a very strong thought. And I still remember that fact, even to this day, that I was going to stop watching WWE. I really felt like there was an urge in me to stop watching WWE when CM Punk left. And there are fans out there who never watched WWE again when CM Punk left. So the question is, will those people, and I'm pretty sure they will, not all of them, but maybe at least 40% of them, 45% of them, will come to AEW and watch religiously for CM Punk alone. CM Punk and the Forbidden Door. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Forbidden Door is wide open, and there is so much more potential than just CM Punk versus the AEW superstars, the AEW professional wrestlers, should I say, but rather CM Punk versus guys from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, NWA, the entire wrestling world, GCW, Nick Gage, death matches. I don't think death matches. Maybe. It depends how much fun CM Punk is about to have in AEW. And one match that I really want to see due to this Forbidden Door being open and CM Punk signing AEW is CM Punk versus Kenta. GTS versus GTS, the OG originator of the GTS, Kenta, versus the best in the world, CM Punk. And I do hope, again, that CM Punk in AEW develops brand new moves, a new move set, some things that he may have taken from the MMA space and incorporate them in his move set. And I even want to see CM Punk in New Japan Pro Wrestling, maybe at the Tokyo Dome, maybe at Wrestle Kingdom. The next Wrestle Kingdom, I think, will be absolutely insane. There was a time CM Punk actually wanted to wrestle in New Japan, and there was an interview where CM Punk has said, and I don't quote this, I'm going to paraphrase this, but basically CM Punk said that he didn't really even want to be famous as a wrestler. He kind of just wanted to, work in Japan, come back to the States and walk on the streets, and if somebody asked him what he was a professional wrestler, but he's not, famous because he's not on a WWE American television. He's more of a Japanese professional wrestler, a celebrity in the professional wrestling space in Japan. But nowadays, New Japan is watched by loads of people in America, loads of people all over the world. There's incredible access to it all over the world. Worldwide, it's global at this point. So whether you're a New Japan star, we know so many New Japan stars. I'm sure every one of you guys know at least 1, 2, maybe 10, or the entire New Japan roster. So at this point, will we see CM Punk go to New Japan? Maybe for a big show. I think that is possible. And it all depends on how CM Punk feels in AEW, how he fits in AEW. And, taking into account what Chris Jericho has said, John Moxley has said, they're all having the time of their lives in AEW. And we're seeing some of the best work being done by some of the best superstars, the best professional wrestlers in the entire world. I shouldn't call them superstars. They are professional wrestlers. And we are going to see some incredible work being done, hopefully, by CM Punk. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you think about CM Punk's return to professional wrestling? Let me know your dream match for CM Punk and someone in AEW, and also CM Punk versus anyone that is on the other side of the Forbidden Door. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't, also go ahead and watch why CM Punk in AEW is actually not a good idea. That was a previous video to this video. I'll leave it in the description, comment section below, and also in the cards in the corner. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Peace out, God bless, and hope to see you in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.